In this income report video, I'll be sharing the earnings of my top 10 best-selling books, my expenses, and the strategies I have used to have my most successful December in 3 years of publishing. Plus, I'll be sharing my honest opinion on why I should have earned much more than this. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ben, and today I will be sharing another income report video with you. Happy New Year to you all, and I hope you have been enjoying the increase in sales that December usually brings for us publishers. I apologize for my voice. I've had the flu for the last week, which I can't seem to shake, but I always try to get these report videos out in the first few days of the month. So here we are. Okay, so as you can see from my title, this December has been the best month I've had in just over 3 years of publishing with Amazon KDP. I've managed to beat my former best, which was $11,727, and that was in December 2021. So of course, I'm very pleased about that, and I did have my doubts as to whether I would surpass my personal best. In a moment, I will show you all of my figures, including how much my top 10 best-selling books earned, and all of my expenses, and also what kind of books my top 10 best-selling books were, what strategies I used this Q4, things I should have done differently, and my royalties for Q4 in total. Okay, here are the royalties for my top 10 best-selling books. These books earned me a total of $8,820, which goes to show that it doesn't take many books to provide a nice income. Obviously, it takes time to sharpen your KDP skills, and as you do, you will get one book that sells well, then another, and so on. It's also a numbers game. The more quality books you put out, the more chance you have of finding a book that sells well for you. As a quick example, I published about 50 books this Q4, and about 70% never sold organically. That's just the way it is. However, one of these books earned me over $2,000 for Q4, and another one earned me about $700. My 10 best-selling books were a mixture of activity books, planners, and logbooks. Interestingly, I could not run ads to 3 of my 4 top books, and that is because there was swearing or other content that makes it ineligible to advertise. So that is a nice piece of evidence against those people that say you can't make decent sales without running ads. Alright, as you can see, I earned a total of $14,189 for December, which I am over the moon about. I didn't publish any new books in that time. The reason I didn't publish any new books was because I had to go back to work after using my annual leave, and that meant I had less free time. And so I made the decision to focus my time on optimizing my ads every day and putting out social media content. My biggest day was on the 20th of December, and on that day, my royalties were about $790. Sales always drop off after the 22nd of December, as gifts might not arrive in time for Christmas. Here is a screenshot of the previous 2 Decembers side by side, and you can see the pattern is very similar. And here is another screenshot of my total royalties for Q4, and you can see why most publishers love this period. I quickly want to share something interesting and honest with you, and it's about effort and how it has potentially changed my results. So this is a screenshot of my lifetime royalties. As you can see, my royalties have progressed nicely. However, if I draw a trend line across my recent peaks, you can see that the trajectory is much lower than expected. Now, of course, this is not an exact science, and there are a lot of variables as to why I may not have earned higher royalties for December 2022. But if I'm being honest, I think it's down to my lack of effort in 2022. Now, please don't think I'm being entitled or ungrateful, because that's not the case at all. I feel extremely grateful to have found Amazon KDP and to make the money I do. I just wanted to bring this up as I love looking at data and analyzing causes and effects. And so I can admit that for 2022, I took my foot off the gas with Amazon KDP. The number one reason for this is, although 2022 has been one of my best financially, it was probably the worst for me on a personal level. I won't go into detail and start off 2023 negatively, but it just meant that I had to prioritize my time elsewhere. Family should always come before money. Also, before that, I had the bright idea to start a YouTube channel and create videos. I had no idea how long it actually takes to create a 10-minute video. It is ridiculous. So with all of that, plus answering thousands of questions in my 6,000 strong Facebook group and on YouTube, I have had much less time to focus on actually publishing. For 2022, I only published about 60 books, which is a massive drop in output considering I have been publishing for about 3 years and I have 1,569 books. The positive about this example is that it does go to show how passive Amazon KDP can be once you have initially put the effort in. I was able to earn a lot of money for 2022 by just optimizing my ads and popping out a few books here and there. So in conclusion, there have been things in and out of my control that may have affected the progress of my Amazon KDP business. So now I must make decisions on what I can do about the things that I can control to get it back on track. Anyway, on to my advertising ACOS. I managed to keep my advertising under control this December, which I'm pleased about. It is very easy to overspend when you're running about 115 ad campaigns. I couldn't keep my ACOS down last December, if I remember correctly, so I made a real effort to keep a close eye on my ads every day this December. I would also like to share my December random ad results with you. Others also call this a lottery campaign. So I have made a few videos on these low budget ad strategies in the past. I shall link one of them here if you're interested. Long story short, you take a bunch of your books and add them to the same automatic ad campaign and use low bids. Random ad campaigns have worked really well for me, but I have seen a few YouTubers dismissing the effectiveness of these campaigns. Now, they tend not to perform great at the start, but if you have a bit of patience with them and consistently optimize, they can be a great asset to your overall advertising strategies. Okay, next I will move on to my expenses breakdown and profit. I won't go through each thing, but for December, I cancelled my Helium 10 subscription as I already had my ad campaign set up by November. I did not outsource any work this month either. So after I take away my expenses from my royalties, that leaves me with $11,045. Very nice. I will quickly go through what worked for me this Q4 and what didn't, and hopefully this might help you for the next Q4. For the positives, I put more effort into social media advertising than I did last year, and I saw a lot of success with that. One of the strategies I used was to gift some of my books to social media accounts with large followings. Obviously, your book has to be related to the account you choose to reach out to. For a quick example, you might have a football training logbook where parents can record their child's progress. So you may choose to reach out to an account that shares content about football training drills or a local football team for kids that uploads videos, etc. That is a very quick example, but you get the idea. I was stricter with my advertising this Q4. If a search term or a product did not convert in 8 clicks, I would add it to my negative list. I usually allow 10 clicks. This helped me to keep my ACOS under control. Also, starting late November, I was checking my advertising daily. This helped to stop ads overspending. The new book bulk designer has made my life easier this Q4. They released a huge update to the designer around September time, and I was very annoyed at first. But after I quickly adjusted to the update, I found that it was so much easier to use, and that saved me a lot of time and effort. If you would like to see the video where I walk you through the updated version, I shall link it now. Now, on to the negatives. I feel like this every year, but I think I should have started my Q4 prep even earlier. I didn't finish all of the books I had planned to get out, so starting 2 or 3 weeks earlier would have helped. This year I started my Q4 prep in late September, but I'm sure even if I started earlier, I probably would have found more ideas which would have given me more books to create. Next, the amount of ad campaigns was a little bit too much for me. In total, I had about 115 ad campaigns. I would briefly check on them every day, but I would also spend a day every week to optimize them thoroughly. This would take me a whole day to do for the UK marketplace and then another day for the US marketplace. So it consumed a lot of time. I should probably cut the number of ads I run for the next Q4, but at the same time, I do like a challenge. My ad spend has been awful since the 23rd of December. On the 23rd, I reduced all of my daily budgets to around $3, and that was to avoid overspending in the down period. I thought this would be enough to stop the overspend, but in hindsight, I should also have gone into each ad and reduced the bids by about 30% or so. This 8-day period has caused my overall ACOS to be a lot higher than I hoped. Okay, so that is it for this video. Hopefully you have picked up on a few bits of information that may help you in the future. Thank you for watching. I hope 2023 is a great year for all of you and that it brings you lots of royalties. Take care.